Brothers and sisters, we gotta stop the BS. It's now or never. I call down protection from that great divine for ourselves, from ourselves, so we don't become our own worst enemy. Salute! It's my community. Yeah, man, I want better. Yeah, in any kind of weather. As long as it's good, I take it, whatever. Yeah, it's still my community. And you know I want better. Yeah, in any kind of weather. As long as it's righteous, I take it, whatever.
Brothers and sisters, generals, family, younger or older, and welcome to another Nature Podcast and/or EBX discussion, and back for another therapeutic moment. You know, I stutter sometimes, and thank those that have been riding along. Current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you and thank you. Call down that great protection from that great divine for ourselves, from ourselves, so we don't become our own worst enemy. Because as I said in the last podcast, that's our biggest and most challenging competitor is oneself. Because when you got oneself right, as I always say, folks, say it together: mind, body, and soul. Got them pistons firing. No devil in hell can stop us, but we got to stay at it. And that's so we can keep our seeing, hearing, and feeling sharp. You hear me say that a lot because that's most important. And if you ride along on this channel, I always talk about the 7 senses: mind, body, and soul, see, hear, and feel. And there's one more missing. That is the center of it all, the psyche. You got your psyche in check, and you treat it like we do our money. We watch what goes in, what goes out. That's how we do our psyche, and we stay on it. We stay the warriors that great divine has called many of us to be, and that's family, brothers and sisters in the world or online. Stay with it, because I'm telling you, man, a revolutionary spirit is undeniable and unstoppable. I say it again: a revolutionary spirit is undeniable and unstoppable, and it lives forever. You know, and you've heard me say, if you ride along on this channel, don't matter what we do to the body, a righteous brother or sister, and I'm not just talking about superstardom. I'm talking about in general, in life, in our families. Many of us knows those that have transitioned, that were warriors in life, you know, and it's not always aggressive, just those who just lived a good life and didn't hurt nobody along the way, at least intentionally. So I thank those that have transitioned, my family, your family. May they rest in peace and in power. Those we held dear. And I got to place that gold over our families. Everything we touch turn to gold, and we prosper and do right with our prospering, whether it's money or, you know, a righteous success. Because as you hear me say too, success is a state of mind. You got your mind right, you can conquer anything on the outside. And I do mean anything. I'm talking about righteously, not recklessly, you know, because if you live your life reckless, well, do I really have to get into that? You know, look into the world, person, place, thing, Hollywood, politics. We see in the media. I see it too. You know, of course, can't not see it, you know, because those who are righteous and take the, you know, content creating and use social media for, you know, good things, maybe some joy and entertainment. But those who are not consumed by it, those that have that light, the righteous, like-minded brothers and sisters out here, some family members, we know what it is. We all see it, you know, and we all have our perspectives on. It's pretty much things that's all these theories and things that are coming out. It's things that a lot of us have already known, researched, and predicted. You know, got a lot of righteous prophets out there. We see it because we are seeing things come to pass. And I used to have this analogy, or this example I used to use. I used to say Mother Nature has a daughter, and her name is Karma. And I think I'm gonna put a name on that Karma. And I'll just say her last name is Wright, and the first name begin with a J. I just put it like that. Because, man, everything she has said had came to pass, as well as many others, those who may have transitioned and or current. You know, it's just different perspectives. You know, some always like to say, no one's better, just different. It's many great divine gifts and qualities, trillions and billions. And, you know, I always speak of that great divine as something none of us can fathom. Even the power of that great divine and that Mother Nature, when you blend them together, the power of those two forces, we couldn't fathom the power of it. We would die on the spot if we was to get all that power that great divine. Uh, if we got all that power that great divine has, and it's a reason for that. Why great divine gives different individuals, brother or sister, family member, young or older, gives us different gifts and tools strategically. Maybe small in some areas, maybe big. It depends on the individual. Because I said before, and I say it again, great divine knows us better than we know ourselves. So it knows us from birth. And I so heartily know this in one soul. And how? And I'm not talking about an arrogant, no. Life experiences, that spirit of introspection. Everyone, if you think back, melanated brothers and sisters, generals, you know, if you think of all of us have experienced an unexplainable moment that we, that has to do with that's spiritual. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. That's not physical. That's beyond the physical. Got to hang on to that and go deeper. Still waters run deep. It's a whole lot of great things is at the bottom of that ocean. When I say the bottom of the ocean, I'm talking about the deep, like-minded brothers and sisters out here that are bringing everything into fruition. As I said, everyone has their own perspectives, but it's all leading toward the same thing, to release truth. So good energy and feel it, get rid of, release the truth, deal with it, fix it, and everybody communicate, come up with solutions and better ways to do things different, and learn from what we see in the media. A lot of things that we have talked about. And I'm going to put in the end screen. I can't remember the title, but it's a podcast I made months ago. And I think it was called Turn Our Backs on Evil Entities. And those who try to block the path of righteousness or tantalize or try to go against Mother Nature, against that will, thou shall be no mercy. And I remember I said that in that podcast. And it's really something to see things come to pass that a lot of us have spoke on and researched, and things we used to shun and be like, and now it's like, wow. And we got to embrace it. But we can't get so wrapped up in the media entertainment. That's why you always hear me say we have to analyze the social media and the media. We have to separate the two and see what is true and what is lies, which can be very, very challenging. That goes back to we have to make sure we're in them right circles. We got to, first off, keep ourselves right, brother or sister, younger or older. If we are right, righteously to the pit of the soul with no evil, malice, hate, not blind, because in these times we got to be somewhat aware, especially of ourselves, because just a theory and opinion, with these towers and this social media and all these waves. And I think it does affect one's emotions, and what it does, it makes us hyperactive. And if you're not somewhat mentally healthy or spiritually healthy, it's something I spoke on the podcast a few days ago. What I say, mental and spiritual awareness is the best education. If you're not educated about one's awareness of one's own mental and spiritual, really be aware of it, not just acting like we're this powerful spiritual person. No, it takes education. There is steps. Many of us, I'm not like those who are like prominent. I'm talking about righteous brothers and sisters that have a platform and really, have put in the work. A lot of them have really went through a lot of layers and levels to get to that position. And we always stay in the space of being a student, because that's something you hear me say a lot. We are leaders and teachers with a student spirit. We never lose that student spirit, because once we block off learning things, especially ourselves, because we always learn something new about ourselves. Sometimes that's just how deep the rabbit hole goes, so to speak. But every individual's different. It's just a matter of if we have that willpower, if we want to learn, if we want to stay in the doing right, because there's a great benefit to being a righteous brother and sister. You just have to live it, and you have to do without some things, and you can't let things discourage you, person, place, thing, and be strong and bold in that great divine. Because remember, as I always say, a great divine gives us the spirit of introspection. Think of all the great teachers, brothers and sisters, ancestors, the warriors, those who did not give up, didn't have social media. Some of them, it was hard for them to have a voice to speak, but they plowed through it and got their voice out there. Think about that. That's marinate on that. Brothers and sisters that have transitioned decades ago, voice is still loud today. That means something to me. So, and that leads me into Brother Malcolm X and many others like him, brothers or sisters. And sometime in the future, I have other voices because I have Malcolm all the time, where I do these podcasts where I call them EBX meditation, and sometimes I don't speak and I let Malcolm speak. So, but if just think if we was in Malcolm's presence, how would we act, man? And sometimes that's, I always say connect to that divine force within, connect with ourselves, meditate, deep prayer, stay in tune so we can keep oneself in check, brother, sister, family member, younger or older. But just think of it, being in Malcolm X's presence. If we could interview him, you sitting there with him. So in one's meditation, I was imagining that. And that's another thing I was getting ready to say. I connect to that divine force and trying to be right as I possibly can. One not perfect, but we work on having perfect intentions. Right, my generals? Salute those who view family, brother or sister, in the world or online, But when I think of Malcolm X and how I honor, the courage he has, that's what keeps me want to stay in the right space. I say that to oneself. Would Malcolm do this? What would Malcolm do? You know what I'm saying? Disrespectful and being petty. It's time to be done, especially if you're a grown adult. Adolescent, it's time to be done with that shit. If you're at a certain age and you have all your scruples and, always consider if you have no medical conditions and all that stuff. If it's something you can't control, I understand. But if you're a healthy human being, brother or sister, and you are somewhat of age, come on now. Come on now. So unless one likes being miserable, we have to see the bigger picture. It's time to do away with the petty shit. And I want to lead into Malcolm X. That's why I brought him up, because I wanted to play a little speech. I was going to do the meditation thing, but I wanted to speak on having a revolutionary spirit. Of course, we express that revolutionary spirit, for our brothers and sisters, those who may listen to us in the world or online, and to seek truth and and fight against the wrong beast that's trying to shut divine brothers and sisters down, but also have a revolutionary spirit where we won't let personal things in our lives stop us from being a stand-up brother or sister. Because as I heard, let me see, what's his name, Gene Deal, the security guard for P. Diddy, I think I heard him say on the podcast, wrong is wrong, right is right. I don't care how challenging or tough you might think it is. You have to be honest. You have to tell the truth. It's something I teach to my 9-year-old. I had a conversation with him about that a couple of days ago, and I took him to get some shoes. I always drop some jewels on my son. So no devil in hell is going to, stop that divine connection with my son and my other children, anyone else I have a divine connection with. Everybody has a choice. Great Divine gives us all free will. As I said, everyone has a divine quality and or ability. But melanated brothers and sisters, we have a different magnetic divine ability. That's just how it is. Check the history. Do your research. That ain't nothing I'm making up. That's facts. So it's just how it is. And then, again, you have Caucasian scientists that have researched and know the same thing. So it's just something that great divine, that great God, the real God, gave melanated brothers and sisters. So don't be mad at us because we're the way we are, but melanated brothers and sisters, those who are being petty and not seeing the power within themselves, or they get power and misuse it and hurt others, especially their own, it's crazy. Self-hate, man, danger. Self-hate is a mother hupper, because all type of things can stem from self-hate and past trauma. Woo, man, been there, done that, man. I'm telling you, it's just, you don't have to go to hell to be in hell. But I want to let Malcolm X speak here. I want to let him talk. And, even though, his spirit is alive. He is alive. His vessel just not here. But he's still alive and among us. And, and he like, yeah, everything that's going on here ain't nothing Malcolm X didn't already know or talk about. And many other warriors that spoke like him, brother or sister. Salute. And those who are current. So I want to welcome in Malcolm X, brothers and sisters, and I'm going to let him speak. And I'll probably be back and speak a little bit. And I'll salute you, generals, brothers and sisters, in the world or online. But we're going to let one of the most powerful brothers, man, that ever walked this planet Earth, speak on a revolutionary spirit. So salute. Be right back.
But what else are you? You are ex-slave. You didn't come here on the Mayflower. You came here in a slave ship, in chains, like a horse or a cow or a chicken. And you were brought here by the people who came here on the Mayflower. You were brought here by the so-called pilgrims or founding fathers. They were the ones who brought you here. We have a common enemy. We have this in common. We have a common oppressor, a common exploiter, and a common discriminator. So once we all realize that we have this common enemy, then we unite on the basis of what we have in common. And what we have foremost in common is that enemy, the white man. He's an enemy to all of us. I know some of you all think that some of them aren't enemies. Time will tell. In Bandung, back in I think 1954, was the first unity meeting in centuries of black people. And once you study what happened at the Bandung Conference and the results of the Bandung Conference, it actually serves as a model for the same procedure you and I can use to get our problem solved. At Bandung, all the nations came together. They were dark nations from Africa and Asia. Some of them were Buddhists. Some of them were Muslim. Some of them were Christian. Some of them were Confucianists. Some were atheists. Despite their religious differences, they came together. Some were communists. Some were socialists. Some were capitalists. Despite their economic and political differences, they came together. All of them were black, brown, red, or yellow. The number one thing that was not allowed to attend the Bandung Conference was the white man. He couldn't come. Once they excluded the white man, they found that they could get together. Once they kept him out, everybody else fell right in and fell in line. This is the thing that you and I have to understand. And these people who came together didn't have nuclear weapons. They didn't have jet planes. They didn't have all of the heavy armaments that the white man has, but they had unity. They were able to submerge their little petty differences and agree on one thing, that though one African came from Kenya and was being colonized by the Englishmen, and another African came from the Congo and was being colonized by the Belgian, and another African came from Guinea and was being colonized by the French, and another came from Angola and was being colonized by the Portuguese. When they came to the Bandung Conference, they looked at the Portuguese and at the Frenchmen and at the Englishmen and at the other Dutchmen and learn or realize that the one thing that all of them had in common, they were all from Europe. They were all Europeans, blonde, blue-eyed, and white-skinned. They began to recognize who their enemy was. The same man that was colonizing our people in Kenya was colonizing our people in the Congo. The same one in the Congo was colonizing our people in South Africa and in southern Rhodesia and in Burma and in India and in Afghanistan and in Pakistan. They realized all over the world where a dark man was being oppressed, he was being oppressed by the white man. Where the dark man was being exploited, he was being exploited by the white man. So they got together under this basis that they had a common enemy. And when you and I here in Detroit and in Michigan and in America, who have been awakened today, look around us, we too realize here in America, we all have a common enemy. Whether he's in Georgia or Michigan, whether he's in California or New York, he's the same man. Blue eyes and blonde hair and pale skin. Same man.
Yeah, thank you, Malcolm X. May you rest in peace and in power. If in his time, that's what he was experiencing. That's what he was seen. So, and that's what he was conveying. But if the shoe fits, wear it. The truth is a mother hubber. Like I said, the spirit, a revolutionary spirit, is undeniable and unstoppable. And that's the thing about the truth. Sometimes it's gonna hurt, but it's best. What we gonna do? Go around lying for the rest of our lives? How will things ever get fixed or change if we continue a lie? And what does many of us great like-minded teachers always say, brother or sister? We probably say this till we blue in the face. Can't keep doing the toxic thing and expecting what? We say that all the time, but some just don't get it. Like I say, that's why I would say honor thy ancestors far and near, those who just did what they were supposed to do, and those who fought hard through tooth and nail, sacrificed, gave their lives to get many of us in that great divine space that we are in. So you got that revolutionary spirit. And remember, it's more than just fighting against. Of course, we got to have it. We got to have that revolutionary spirit and develop it and practice it and read things and maybe listen to another brother or sister that's like-minded to keep us in that mode, to fight against things of the world that's trying to come at our mind, our body, our soul. Real talk. And we all also use that revolutionary spirit in our personal lives, because I'm telling you, like I said, if you're a grown adolescent still doing petty ass shit, you're going to miss the boat. You know what I'm saying? That boat of good life, that we can create in oneself. We can still observe. It don't mean we don't care, but you got to keep oneself sane. And why do we do all these things? And, and take teaching, not take teachings, but learn teachings from Malcolm X and many others like him. I won't leave nobody else out. Just speaking on Malcolm X. And that's brothers or sisters. I really appreciate the warriors, and that's in my family and far and near, those who did what they had to do to get one, because I wouldn't be here without one's family and others who fought hard, for this country and other countries and other parts of the world to get us the reaches and teaches to where we got a platform where we can speak. So those who gave so heartily and sacrificed themselves, I thank them, that they paved the way for us to have a voice. And now we will transcend that revolutionary spirit, because it truly is, man, undeniable and unstoppable. So brothers and sisters, that's powering through. Don't stop, because that power is finna get stronger. Evil entities are falling. So don't ever lose that revolutionary spirit. I don't care if you're in a religion or wherever we're at. It's time to get over that shit. As you heard Malcolm X speaking there, it's all about oneness. And I heard that from a great brother. Everybody has different perspectives and come up through different ways, but we're all seeking that same divine force, that can just put that protective shield around all of us. Even those that's, we gotta want it though. You gotta want great things. Gotta want solutions. And some of you hear me say a lot. Always and forever be a brother and sister, family member of prevention. Because always and forever, my generals, family, brothers and sisters, man, a revolutionary spirit is undeniable and unstoppable. So salute to my great teachers, generals, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view those I have learned from, whether in the world, my family, or online. I'm so thankful for all the jewels one has picked up from a lot of individuals, including my family, along the way. And I'll say again, I say to you, anyone that's have overcame a challenge, and see that righteous light. Remember, a revolutionary spirit is undeniable and unstoppable. So step into it. Salute.
Black people are on the top shelf. Yes, it's now or never. I call down protection from the great divine for ourselves, from ourselves, so we don't become our own worst enemy. Salute. It's my community. Yeah, man, I want better. Yeah, in any kind of weather, as long as it's good, I take it, whatever. Yeah, it's still my community, and I want better. Yeah, in any kind of weather, as long as it's righteous, I take it, whatever. I done been through a lot of things, as I tell you, and this is why I say, and yeah, I'm trying to stay true, and trying to do what I do, and I want us to win, and no one never lose, and never be confused, a good sister and do, and you're talking mother to my children and my family.